Measuring mass on a scale. We all know that the tool used to measure mass or weight are scales. And so looking at some different scales that we've used here, we've looked at this one inside of the classroom. This uses sliding weights to kind of balance whatever you put on this with the weights, and then it tells you how much it weighs. So we practiced with that a little bit in class. We also have this one, which is a digital scale that measures kilograms, grams, and in that unit of measure. And so we practiced a little bit with that. This scale, however, we did not use in class, but it's a scale that they often use a picture of. So what we know and what looks familiar about it is that it's in a circle, very much like a clock. It has intervals just like a clock, and it could be in all kind of different intervals. It could count by ones, it could count by tens, it could count by hundreds, which is the case on this scale right here. So we're going to talk about this red needle because on a scale there's usually just one pointer or hand, if you will. If that hand or needle was pointing at a number directly, we would know that that's how many grams that object on top of the scale weighs. If we notice, this one is counting by 100. So because of that, each tick mark in between represents 10 counts. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we can see that this longer one is worth 50, which is halfway between 0 and 100, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. In between each tick mark, there are 9 little tick marks that you could count as our 10 to get you there. But normally when they're measuring here, they're asking you to give them a count in tens if you could. So when we look at our needle on this scale, we can see that it is in between 600 and 700. So we know that it's going to be more than 600, but less than 700, which is very much like time. It is not going to be 700 anything. It's going to be 600 something. So if we use our counting, knowing that it's counting by tens, then we can figure out what it is. So we have 600 here. The next tick mark is 610, 620, 630, 640, 650. So the weight of this flour is 650 grams. And so that's what we would mark it down as. That's how you read a scale when you're looking at it. I just wanted to remind you of the metric chart. Even though it uses the unit of grams, there are different measures. So a gram is 1. It is as light as one paper clip or the pen cap off of a pen. You could have 10 of those, and that would give you a decagram. You could have 100 paper clips, and that would give you the weight of a hectogram. Now, you could have 1,000 paper clips, and that would give you the weight of a kilogram. Other things that weigh about a kilogram are a dictionary. And so when you look at those things, you can think about the weight of something. Now, we practiced doing a scavenger hunt and looking for things that weighed different amounts. And something that we came up that was 100 grams or 1 hectogram was a roll of masking tape is about 100 grams. A decagram is about 1 new pencil that's unsharpened. And then a gram we know is a paper clip. When you start getting down here, we start breaking up the one thing we have into equal pieces. So we have 1 paper clip. A decigram would be like taking 1 paper clip and breaking it into 10 equal parts, and one of those parts would be a decigram. Whereas a centigram is if we took a paper clip, divided into 100 equal parts, one of those parts would be a centigram. And a milligram would be one of 1,000 equal pieces of 1 paper clip, which is really light. So that's looking at scales, and that's giving you a little bit more feel for what mass measurement is and the units.